Yo, what up, gamers? What up, gamers? I've been asked by several people in the community, people wanting a Survivor tutorial. I just ripped a game from stream earlier today, where we had a lot of new people in there, a lot of people new to the game. A lot of different gameplay, a lot of different scenarios there. I did a pretty good job through most of the game explaining what I was doing and what I was thinking. So we're just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll the footage there, and you're gonna hear me pause and interject a few times here and there to explain what's going on when maybe I was a little too focused to actually speak. But watching this video, I hope helps you guys learn how to survive more, how to pip. Most of it's focused on how to pip a little easier. If you guys are having trouble pipping, if you want to be a red rank survivor for whatever reason, I don't know why you'd want to be there. But hopefully this video can help you guys figure out how to improve your gameplay, both for pips and for your teammates' sake. We see both good and bad examples in this game, and so you might hear me pause the video and interject a time or two. But without further ado, let's get to the gameplay, you gamers. Peace. I play like a rank 18. Well, on PC, you're not even rank 18. You're probably rank 20 still, huh? Na-na-na-na-na. Ah! A dumbass! Wrecked. Me too. It's alright. This is a great place to learn. Ask Frankie. Frankie's a red rank survivor now. Ranking up is pretty easy. Once you figure out how to do it, if it matters to you, if ranking up matters, so my grandma will fucking hug me. The main thing, if you want to rank up, the main thing to do is to just play as efficiently as possible. Ooh, Dimmadog. Right? Yes. So, if you're trying to rank up, what you need to be doing is, efficiency is king, right? So you need to make sure that you're doing one of three things. Working on a Jinn, running away from the killer, or going for an unhook. If you're always doing one of those three things, then you will become much better at this game and you will rank up in no time, I promise. Oh, he's got a big terror radius. You better get out of that locker, Claudette. Alright, so this is actually the first place I want to stop. You'll see here as I'm starting to loop, I'm running down the side of the killer shack here, and you'll see me as I'm looking in and out through those gaps within the walls of the killer shack, looking for which direction this Dimmadog is headed. I want to make sure that he's not walking out through the side with the pallet, the direction I'm running towards. I don't want to be running the same direction he's going, because then we're about to meet right on the other side of that wall. So I want to make sure he's going the direction I think he is, and then take off in the opposite direction to keep that maximum distance between us. He is not afraid of pallets. Alright, here's the next interjection. You can tell when I'm looping, my focus is pretty intense. But here you see a good example of why it's insanely important for you to look behind you while you're running the killer. I know that it's tough because you're going to be running into shit all the time on the map, but eventually you'll get comfortable with it to where you know mostly how the loops lay out, how the tiles lay out, where things are, and you'll find yourself not running into shit near as much. But looking behind you is insanely important. Looking behind me, I see that he has a misclick. He tries to shred, and he doesn't charge it fast enough, and so he ends up just M1ing into the rock, which allows me to realize I don't have enough time to make this window vault, and then you'll see me turn left. The whole time, as soon as I vault this window, my entire intention is to go back to the right side, but you'll see me take a step to the left just to manipulate the killer. So the killer will see me going to his right, so the killer will turn right, which then will allow me to quickly turn back around, head to the left, and then loop back towards that pallet that's still dropped down. So looking behind you, while I know it's hard, you're going to lose a lot of chases and a lot of games early on, is something that you have to do as a survivor if you're trying to get better at looping the killer. All right, here's another one. The last interjection of this chase. You'll see here that I pause for a second at the top of the stairs because I see that his red light is not showing through that doorway. So in my mind here, I stop because I think he's trying to play a fancy mind game and go to the other staircase and meet me at the bottom by that pallet. So I stop, I hesitate for just a second just to make sure that he's not trying to pull a mind game, and then I see the red light show up, realize I'm caught out of position, and I have to burn that pallet down at the bottom of the stairs. Looking for the red light of the killer is one of the strongest survival tools that a survivor has when they're getting chased. Right? That's why a lot of mind games from the killer side involve moonwalking and mind gaming to hide the red light so the survivor does not know which direction you're coming from. So always make sure you keep your eyes out for which direction the red light's facing, and once you start climbing ranks, you'll see killers doing a very good job of hiding or manipulating which direction that red light shows. But for green ranks, you're not going to need to worry about that too much. Usually whichever direction the light's facing, that's the direction that they're moving. So keep an eye on that, and that'll let you know exactly that'll let you know exactly which direction the killer is headed. Fuck. All right, well that was a good run. Look, we're almost full on boldness points already. They got this gin done, the Claudette got out of the locker. Easy. Running away from a killer is the one thing that I can't really help you with that much. That's just something that you're gonna have to do on your own. Is that a one-person gin up there? Okay. So let's see, we did the Killer Shack gin, and they're working on that gin, so I need to do one on this side of the map. Another interjection here, because I do something that not enough survivors do that is very, very frustrating. It is completely up to the survivors to make sure they don't get 3-gen super hard. A lot of games that are super easily winnable as survivors end up as 4Ks because the last 3 remaining gens are all too close together and they're too easy for the last killer to patrol, and you guys cannot get enough pressure on them to get any of them completed. So the last thing that you should do as a survivor is complete a generator and then just rotate clockwise or counterclockwise and work on the very next generator you see. The smartest thing to do is to, when you complete a gen, rotate, find a gen, rotate past that gen, and start working on the second one. So I noticed that we did the gen in Killer Shack. I noticed they're working on the gen right next to that in that 2-story house. The last thing that I should do is find a gen nearby to work on. So I find one in the opposite side of the map, far away from both gens that were already completed, and that's the one that I set my mind to, because you need some distance to be between those last 3 gens. Otherwise, it'll be super easy to keep pressure on all of you and the gens at the exact same time for the killer, especially if they're using a perk like Pop Goes the Weasel. Is it recommended rushing gens? I don't know. Yeah, like, if he's not forcing you off the gen, if there's not a reason for you to leave the gen, then don't leave it. Killers complain about it, but there's no reason to get off the gen and look for other stuff to do, right? Like, doing totems would be one thing. Like, if you see a totem nearby and you want to do it, or if you're on your way, if you're looking for a gen and you find a totem, do it. Cleanse them.
Greetings from Planet Wheezy.
So he's going up there for that gen, so I'm gonna come over here and get the sun hook. Nope, that person's gonna be there, but maybe we can double heal. Nope, oh no, he's not going back, he's chasing someone. So we'll get this double heal, get her back to full health. Planet Wheezy, haha, that's rich. Rush, trying to survive at least 5 minutes, for as long as it's not 9 minutes. Close the hole. Yeah, we've got a whole alien themed channel here, Ghost, so Planet Wheezy just seems to be the thing to do. Is he still chasing around? This killer's not very good. Which makes me feel bad. But at the same time, yo, Shanks, what's up? What up, brother? Oh. That kid's pretty toxic with the flashback lines. Wheezy F baby. You should be dead. Story of my life. Nice job. Nice job. Nice job by him. Easy point, baby. Go ahead and the other side. I want the flashlight save. Who's got Iron Grasp? Trying to put a down. There you go. She's got a crow above her head. She has a crow. Why do you have a crow, Jane? Why do you have a crow, Jane? Well, you have 2 crows, Jane! 2 things. Number 1, you should never get crows. Crows only come after 60 seconds of you not performing any actions. You should never get crows. You should never be sitting still for 60 full seconds. She had 2, which means it was 75 seconds. That's unacceptable. Also, I see too many people doing this. Even if you have BT, it's not worth it to trade full health for someone on the hook. Don't just rush the hook with the killer nearby and think, oh, I have BT, that means it's okay if I farm. That's not what that means. You shouldn't do that. If anything, just vacate the area. Let someone else come through and get the unhook when it's safe around, okay? Don't just trade just because you have BT and think you can just unhook right in front of the killer. That's not okay. If you're behind a generator, it's harder for the killer to see your aura. It's still possible, but it's really, really hard. They have to be at a really, really good angle for it. If they're not at the perfect angle, they're not going to be able to see it. Oh, I get what you're saying. I disagree, but I get what you're saying. The reason that one didn't work is because he stopped. He hesitated there. I don't know why he hesitated, but maybe we can get a mid here. But he stopped for a second, maybe just because he thought I was coming. Now, granted, Iron Will probably would help that. No, I got a toolbox. Yeah, I did need him in, Adams, but I usually wait. I don't know why. I just wait. Is he chasing someone, or is he coming here too? Look at those muscles, dude. Oh, there he is. There he is. I know the part to put my load out. No, I don't care enough to put it on. He can hear me. Doesn't know that I'm downstairs, though. He's looking for me. He knows I'm around. Doesn't want to pick her up. There he goes. He's vaulted that. That's so funny. I actually didn't mean to click there. My fingers are just too fat, too heavy. I don't think we'll make it back. Maybe we will because he keeps vaulting that. We definitely won't make it back another time. So instead of turning, we're just gonna go straight. And we're gonna drop this pallet here, which is gonna reset the bloodlust. I'm not even gonna worry about trying to stun. I'm just gonna drop it immediately and take the distance. Now I'm really nervous because I have no idea where he is. There he is. Fuck me. Why are you guys not on a gen? What are you doing here? Oh, he's pallet shy. Oh, he's pallet shy. He's a little shy boy. All right, so you guys just saw a very good chase. I used some pretty powerful loops there, some good pallets, and was able to run the killer for a whole 2 minutes and 25 seconds, more or less. Given no great skill checks, no failed skill checks, it should take a single survivor 80 seconds to complete a gen. That means they almost had enough time to do 2 full generators if they were each working on a separate gen, yet somehow all 3 of these fully healthy survivors weren't able to get a single gen done. That is completely unacceptable. That should never happen, dude. If you, like I said at the very beginning of the video, if you're not getting chased, if you're not going for a save, you should be working on a generator. One of those 3 things. But instead, all 3 of them were doing God knows what, getting absolutely nothing done. The only gen that gets any progress gets about a third of the way completed. So like 25-ish seconds of gen time is all that the 3 of those were able to muster between them, which is what ends up costing us the game. You'll see him, he ends up getting a 3K, I believe, and he shouldn't have gotten any kills. They should have had less gen done and exit gates open before our chase was even finished. Did you see that millisecond where the wiggle bar went away? Where I misclicked and the wiggle bar went away? It cost me right there. I think I might have been able to wiggle free if I wouldn't have misclicked one time. That person just left their gen to come for the save, so this is a bad... Now this person heard the teleport and they're gonna come sprinting down here and he's gonna hit them and she's not gonna... He's just gonna camp me until I die. He's just down here checking lockers and shit. Jane's gonna try to make a hero play. Oh my god, she did it! That Jane is a god. That Jane is an absolute god. Now we've got people taking hits all over the place and no one's on a gen anywhere. So I'm gonna try to get over here to this gen that person was working on and see if we can pop that baby off and get the hell out of here. Where were they? They were over here somewhere. Maybe in this house? Were they in the basement here? Yeah. This is where they were. Alright, he didn't come to us, so now we're gonna mend. I wanted to wait and see if he was teleporting here before committing to the mend. He's not coming to this gen, so we should be able to get it finished. Two Crow Jane is a god. Yeah, right? Right? Like, do you remember that? Remember when she had 2 crows? Because she was standing AFK for so long? Okay, I can't even see him with object, which lets me know that he's so far away that I can't even see his aura. So we are Dead Hook, and he now knows where we are because we just popped the gen. There's 2 doors. Right on cue, there he is. God Pallet's already gone, so we die here. Yeah. No one's on a door. This person's crouch walking nearby. Is that Jane? Yeah, that's Jane. Jane's not dead. Jane's not the one that died. It takes a while to get crows. So that's unlucky. I didn't think that he was coming to this gen that soon. We could have played that a little bit differently if we would have known. Should have been more aware. Should have been looking at object. I was trying not to look at him because I didn't want to draw attention to myself. But we had 2 teammates that weren't doing anything, which really hurt us. They weren't pressuring gens, and then they also they were just hiding, so they weren't getting chased, which let him, he was just roaming around the map looking for someone, and then I was the first person that he found. I don't know exactly the timing on it, Frankie, to tell you the truth. It's a while. It takes a while. Yeah, see, here's the Claudette. Just running the 3 Claudette perks. Doesn't have anything else. That probably doesn't even have the 4th perk slot unlocked yet. And then this is the Jane. Running self-care and inner strength. Yeah, I will. Running self-care and inner strength. Why do you need both of those? You don't need. You have inner strength to heal yourself. You don't also need. You don't also need self-care. Oh, it's a Windows Store player. A red rank player only got 12,000 points. Because it's OP, heal in a locker while healing. Cause you noobs didn't nothing else. I had max boldness and max objective. Cause you noobs didn't nothing else. Alright guys, it's time to recap what we learned today while we enjoy a little toxicity from the Kate in that last game that thought she was the only reason why we were able to survive, even though most of us didn't. So, number 1, the survivor checklist. Make sure you're always either working on a gen, running the killer, or going for a save. If you're doing one of those 3 things at all times, as long as you survive long enough, you should be able to pip most matches, right? Number 2, do not 3-gen yourselves. It is up to you to pay attention to which gens get done and where they are so that you can make sure you spread your pressure equally throughout the map and don't leave the last 3 gens super close together. And finally, towards the end of the game, it's very important to keep pressure on. If you see a survivor getting chased, if there's 1 gen left, don't start getting yourself in position for a save. Get on the last gen, get it finished, and get towards the door and start getting pressure there. You never know how long that chase is going to go, and trying to get yourself in position for a save can leave you out of position for a very long time. So keep those things in mind, guys, and I'll see you out there in the fog. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share, do all the normal stuff. Hope I see you in the comments. Hope I see you in the streams. I love you guys, and I love making this content for you. I hope that we continue to see the growth that we've seen, man. I love you guys, all right? So until the next video, peace, y'all. Oh, fuck me.
Wow, I thought she was close enough to get sucked into that. That's kind of stupid.
Whoa! Did you see what